You know, all the world's a stage. Obama takes that seriously, and they think, oh, yeah, he's a rock star, but he's a terrible diplomat, terrible president. You know, look, this is why people who are evil like him. You know, Ahmadinejad of Iran, love him, we love Obama. America did the right thing, electing Obama again. Putin doing a dance in the Kremlin. Yes, they elected Obama again. I mean, you know, it's just, Russians aren't known to smile very often, but I guarantee you Putin was smiling from ear to ear. He was grinning ear to ear that night when he learned that Obama wins re-election. He's very happy about that. That's how you know that they don't like or respect you. Now, they like Obama. People like Ahmadinejad and Putin and Hugo Chavez don't like people like Ronald Reagan and George W. Bush. You don't like them, but they respected him. They don't respect Obama, but they love him to death. Oh yeah, he's good for your country. Yeah, because we can do whatever we want. Reich also asserts that Cuba's Castro brothers have been running Venezuela through puppet Chavez in recent years, and Cuban control of the country is likely to continue following Chavez's death. Now, Reich was appointed, now we're talking about Otto Reich, not the little Reich under Clinton. Not the dwarvenly Reich, but the regular Reich. Reich also asserts that Cuba's Castro brothers, which was Reich, who was appointed ambassador to the South American nation during the Ronald Reagan administration and served from 86 to 89. He has also served as Assistant Secretary of State for Western Hemisphere Affairs and was a foreign policy advisor to John McCain during the 2008 presidential campaign. He was Assistant Secretary of State for Western Hemisphere Affairs. Well, for those of you in Rush Limbaugh's Riolenda, Western Hemisphere is the hemisphere that we live in. There are four. I know Hemi is half, but there are four hemispheres on this planet. Western Hemisphere, Eastern Hemisphere, and the Western Hemisphere encompasses North and South America mostly, and a good portion of the Pacific. The Eastern Hemisphere takes up Australia, Asia, and Europe, and Africa. That's the Eastern Hemisphere. But now we also have a North and South, Northern and Southern Hemisphere. Northern Hemisphere includes everything above the equator, including North America and Northern Europe and Northern Asia. And then there is the Southern Hemisphere, which includes everything below the equator, which includes South America. Central America is Northern Hemisphere, but Southern Hemisphere would be South America, Africa, Southeast Asia, Australia. That's all in the Southern Hemisphere. Now, I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of what is what, but I know we say that there's 7 continents, but there's really only 6. I know we say that Asia and Europe are 2 separate continents, but there's no break or divide. They say that the mountains, like the Himalayas, that divides the 2 continents, but it's one landmass in my book. Because otherwise, you'd say that the United States was on 2 continents because of the Rocky Mountains, and evidently California, because a good portion of California is was pushed up. That's why we have the San Andreas Fault and a bunch of other fault lines. I know sometimes it's inconsistent, but we have to go with it because people who were smarter and came and were born and lived before us made all the rules. Well, that's true. They did make the rules. Can't help that. But Reich says, he's talking about, because Hugo Chavez is on death's door. He's on death's door. This guy ain't going to be living. I don't believe he's going to be living for too much longer. And he says it's nothing but he's a puppet anyway. I don't know how a guy, frankly, Chavez has got a bigger, badder army and a better economy than Cuba. I don't know. It must be because, Cuba tried to save his life, went to Cuba for medical treatment when he first got his cancer. Must be because, Cuba tried to save his life that Chavez gave up control and became a puppet. But other than that, I don't see how Cuba could possibly run Venezuela. I don't see. Our policy should not be based on that, I don't think, for sure. I don't care who's Rod. He's a Ronald Reagan guy. I don't care. It doesn't make any sense. When something doesn't make sense, I don't care who says it. We can't have country and foreign policy based on stuff that doesn't make any sense. You just can't. Now, if they know something more than they're letting on or telling us, that's highly possible. But with the available information that they're giving us, the citizenry, that statement just doesn't make any sense. Really doesn't. Maybe the Castros have got a bigger army than we realize. Because we were told that Cuba's poor, dirt poor, backwards. The Soviet Union is no longer there, and Russia really isn't supporting them like they used to. So, Cuba doesn't have if we were to have a Bay of Pigs invasion of Cuba, it'd be a massive success for us. Because they don't have the ability to repel us. They don't have, now, that's what we've been told. Now, it's highly possible that we've been lied to. Oh, no. Our government lied to us? No, say it isn't so. Could be. Who knows? It is what it is, folks. But don't believe without additional information. Don't believe for a second that the elderly and quickly aging Castro brothers have taken over Venezuela for Chavez. Now, for those of you who are Venezuelan, can I ask you a question? Why did you leave Venezuela? Well, I know why. I know the answer, but I'm just asking them. Because you're here because you want freedom and opportunity, something that is not of it. Look, you do not leave your native land, your homeland, for opportunity if you have opportunity where you are. Understand? In other words, there has to be a compelling reason for you to move, for you to leave your home country. Yeah, it could be like, in Gerard's case, taxes being too high. Fine. But there's a compelling reason when you decide to leave the nation of your birth, because you feel that there is more opportunity someplace else that you want to go to. And in this particular case, most of the world says the place where the best opportunity is to live out your dreams, to become wealthy, or at least provide for your family, pass down to your heirs, is the United States of America. People do not roll off their tongue Russia. People do not roll off their tongue Cuba. People do not roll off their tongue Venezuela. People do not roll off their tongue China. And frankly, even though a lot, especially from Asia, even though a lot of them end up there, not a lot of people roll the country name of Canada off their tongue. It's usually the United States of America. We want to go to America. America is where it's at. You're not talking about Canada. Sorry, Canadians up there north, my northern friends and brethren, but they're really not talking about you. They're talking, I know, many Canadians are quite thankful for that, but that they're not talking about them. But they are talking about the USA when they're talking about coming to America. There are no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese. Remember that from Fievel? And the Eddie Murphy, coming to America. I don't see any French movie saying coming to France. I don't see any African movie saying coming to South Africa. Coming to Red China. Oh, it's coming to America. There's a reason for that. So are we trying to say that we think that Cubans are better off? I know we've had some people in the Democratic Party say yes. Oh, it is such a beautiful country down there. Oh, Fidel should be praised. Praise the Lord for Fidel, man. Fidel, he's giving everybody free health care. It's just a beautiful system. Yeah, the system is so good that Fidel had to go outside of his country to get a doctor in order to save his life. So there you have it, folks. Yes, we have a former ambassador to Venezuela that is telling us that Hugo Chavez, the current would-be dictator of Venezuela, is knocking on death's door, but the country is being puppetly run by the quickly aging Castro brothers of Cuba, in that even after Castro or Chavez and Castro probably die, that Venezuela, the very large country that has a bigger population than Cuba, a bigger army, and a better economy than Cuba, is going to be run by Cuba from afar. Are they reinstituting some sort of communism in satellite states? I don't think so. But who knows? If we don't stop them, maybe they will. Maybe some upstart youngin' over in Cuba will decide, well, I can take this dictatorship to the next level. And don't think that somebody can't do that because, look, we've been dealing with that kind of mess over the past 50 years in the Middle East. Exclusive. U.S. nuclear lab removes Chinese tech over security fears. A leading U.S. nuclear weapons laboratory recently discovered its computer systems contained some Chinese-made network switches and replaced at least 2 components because of a national security concerns, a document shows. How do you not know that you have foreign stuff in your system? I don't know how you don't know. I don't know how you don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you don't know that you're putting something in there that could be dangerous and deadly for your own system. But evidently, our people didn't. Exclusive, hey, nobody stopped to ask, where did you buy this component? Oh, or where is this component made? Oh, I don't know. Is that what happened? Somebody just asked the question and somebody else said, oh, I don't know. Okay, it's safe to install. We'll figure it out later. And then they find out, well, it's made from China. By then, our nuclear secrets have already been stolen. Well, I guess better late than never, huh?